Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day, whatever part of the world you're in. This is G. And you guys don't hear from me very often for a good reason, but I just want to talk right now about the fact that you've been taking iHERQles for probably 2 years, and one, you're not getting any results, or two, you're taking it all wrong. Stay tuned. Again, this is G. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get all these updates. Guys, listen, if you know anything about me and you've been paying attention, and this video is for adults. This video is for people who can sit and watch something longer than 3 minutes, right? I'm not talking about people in the TikTok revolution, right? I'm talking about grown people. I'm talking about adults. Most of you over 50, a lot of you over 60, a whole lot of you over 70, okay? I know who's watching this, right? So here's what I want to say. Pay close attention. Take notes if you need to, right? And if you want to skip all of this, just go to the link above, right? Or go to the link that's put right here, right? Because listen, I was one of the first people that took iHERQles. I've had, in the past, several conversations with people who a lot of you guys pay attention to. Some of you know who I'm talking about. I decided a long time ago to get past the scam. I decided a long time ago not to pay any more attention to all of the conspiracy theories, because none of that's worth anything. Useless. Useless as tits on a bull, right? Useless. What's important is the science. And what I came to was very simple. iHERQles is really high quantum food. So when you talk about taking iHERQles and spraying it on your face, that's like grinding up lettuce and hitting yourself in the face with it. It's a waste of time. It's not what food does, right? That's not what iHERQles does. When people talk about what does it do for, and then they'll name an ailment. It doesn't do anything for any ailment. It's not designed to treat, cure, diagnose, none of that. It's a food. It's designed to, in a microcirculatory way, go into your bloodstream and provide nutrients so that your blood can do what it's supposed to do. But do you know how long that takes? Years. Why? Because most of you are 60, 70 years old. It took you 50, 60 years to get to the place that you are in right now. Do you think anything that you take, a couple of 2 or 3 drops of, do you think it's going to change you in a quick amount of time? It's not going to. I've done the research. I don't care what any of these people who you listen to for hours spew about spacecraft nonsense. None of that's useful. It has not been useful. If you are being honest with yourself, nothing spewed on these live phone calls is useful to you. And when it's all said and done, there's only 3 people who've benefited from iHERQles up until this point. Those who have empirical evidence based on just some things just changed. 2, something that changed wasn't crucial in the beginning. Or 3, nothing happened at all. For me, I'm the person who hadn't gotten any benefit from it and takes it every day. That's not to say it's a bad product. It's a great product. It's just not designed to do anything immediately. But in my research, once I got past talking about med beds and all that kind of ridiculous nonsense, once I got past all of that, I started doing some real scientific research. So what I want you to do, if you got time, this ain't going to be a short video. This takes time. But if you got the time, watch this little clip from a webinar our company did where the founder of this product, see how big that can is? 12 ounces. The founder of this product talks about how it started, how he made it, and then how we ended up with it. YEREQ Hydrogen Water with gold and platinum. Infused with hydrogen, gold, and platinum. Watch this. I'll be right back.
So tonight, we're not going to talk about that guy. We've got a special guest on tonight. This gentleman I've known for a couple of years, and we got reacquainted. I'm so excited about introducing him because not only is he an inventor, but he's an engineer. Danny Day is a gentleman that invented our hydrogen water. And tonight, what I want him to do is to talk about why he invented the water, what makes our water different, and why we are a green source hydrogen water. Mr. Day, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Let me see if you can see me. You can.
Well, the floor is yours.
All right. Behind me is the mountains where our spring is located, where we make this wonderful product that hopefully many of you have consumed. The water that flows from our spring flows down, actually up into the Tennessee Basin. It powers a hydroelectric dam that produces our power, our green hydrogen. So we're actually helping to produce our own hydrogen. So we are a green hydrogen solution. But going back to the beginning, I've been researching hydrogen and developing hydrogen solutions since 1999. And in that time frame, we were producing hydrogen from peanut shells. We started developing and working in the development of something called polyatomic hydrogen in the 2009 to 10 timeframe. And at that time, I was producing liter quantities of H10, which is a cluster of hydrogen atoms that actually will go. If I put H10 in your car, instead of going 200 miles on a tank of hydrogen, you would go 1,000 miles. And I was very excited about that. It was an amazing product. It had global ramifications. And the pieces of equipment that I was using was something called a coherent anti-Stokes resonance spectroscopy system to measure the size of these clusters of hydrogen that we were forming. Each one of those pieces of equipment cost about $1.4 million. And so I was looking for a cheaper alternative method for analyzing this form of hydrogen and chose water, chose pure water. It's saying I can saturate pure water and I can develop a model of the size of the hydrogen that I was creating. At that time, in my excitement, family emergency happened. My dad came to my house and he said, Danny, Emory has given me 3 months to live. And I was devastated. Dad, hardest working man at 82 years old, could work me under the bed. He was so hardworking. He was a strong individual. And at 82, he was still going hard, looked great, was very fantastic gentleman, my role model. And needless to say, it was a shocker for me. I don't know that anybody can be ready for cancer, but to die in 3 months is a shocker. So he decided, he said, I want to live. I want to live. I still have things I want to do. And I said, Dad, I support you, whatever it is. So he came to my house. He was staying at my house while he had to go to the hospital in Emory because he lives 200 miles south of me. And that night that he was visiting, I happened to be going through the research articles on measuring hydrogen in water. And I came across a study in Japan where they used rats that they gave cancer, oddly enough, and were measuring the amount of hydrogen they could put in water. But they were measuring hydrogen and platinum together and watching the effect on these rats, and their tumors shrank. And I could not believe it. I jumped up, ran downstairs. I said, Dad, take a read. Look at this. And he read it. He looked up at me and he said, you know, if you made this, I'd be a guinea pig. I don't think I'd die any faster. And I went, okay. 3 days later, he had the first glass of, we put it in mason jars at that time, the first glass of hydrogen-rich water with platinum. And I made that for him. I had to get up in the middle of the night and go into the lab and restart the machine. And I would do that for every day. I was making him product every day. And till finally I scaled it up, but I was able to give him a whole case of mason jars that he would take home to South Georgia. And he drank equivalently to today's number of 3 cans per day. And in 4 months, his cancer shrank by 90%. And in 6 months, he was cancer-free, according to Emory. And at that point, he said, Danny, you got to sell these. I went, okay. I said, let me figure that out. My investors in my other company, which were supporting my hydrogen research, I said, listen, here's what's going on. They went, no problem. You go do that. Let's, how much money is it going to cost? And I said, well, I think it's going to, they said, here's the money. I went, okay. So we went to the FDA. We told them what we had. And the FDA said, you can't sell that. And I said to the new products director of the FDA, I said, listen, let me tell you what happened to my dad. Here's why I'm doing this. And I said, if you knew what I know, what would you do? And he said, nobody has ever asked me that. And he called me back about a week later, and he said, the director of the FDA wanted to talk to me. When he did, he called me with about 8 or 10 people in the room on a big conference call. He said, Mr. Dave, we don't think you've got anything, but you can sell it. You're a dietary supplement. You just can never tell anybody what you told us. I went, okay. And so from 2013 until COVID hit, I never said a word. I just put it on shelves. I sold it in the local Atlanta market, and that's where it has been. And then when COVID hit, suddenly we found out that our product, you drank 1 can, and suddenly your oxygen level went up from 88 or 89 to 96 within 30 minutes. And that's when we went to the FDA and said, look, this is happening over and over and over again. And they said, you can't do that. And I said, we're filing a permission slip, basically an emergency use authorization. And we did. And they said, okay, you need more info. We did. Came back a month later, more info, putting down feeding tubes of people, and they suddenly recovered. And they said, okay, that's good, but we need more info. Another month and a half later, we came back, we filed again. They said, okay, you got something. Now we want you to become a drug. And at that point, the lawyers that we hired from the FDA said, don't do that. Don't do that. You've got a product that's been on the market since 2013. We recommend you don't. You can make another product that could be a drug, but don't do that to your product. So we have been, during the pandemic, we were running around giving cases to people on the way to the hospital, and they would just turn around and go home because their oxygen level would be 96. It was an amazing time for us. But over the years, the amazing story is that the people that we have touched, the lives, the people with fibromyalgia who've suddenly been able to move, get out of their house, the people with diabetes who their blood sugar stabilizes, the people with the chronic fatigue that have suddenly recovered. We've had, and on my wall is a whole host of reviews from people and letters and pictures and thank you notes from people who sent me things saying, you've changed our lives. And I want to say to you that the opportunity is really to improve the quality of life of people you know and the people you meet. When I go out, no matter where I am, it doesn't matter where I am. I mean, normally I'll ask somebody, I will mention that our product does something. And I sell a case right out of my car almost every day. It's an amazing, because I feel so great about it and I know that it works. I give an unconditional money back guarantee. I say, listen, this will work. You have to drink it from the can. Don't pour it out. Drink it within 15 to 20 minutes because the hydrogen that actually makes it work will escape. And the platinum that's in it because there's platinum in it. It acts as an anti-inflammatory to allow our product, unlike other hydrogen waters around the world, they cannot remove hydroxyl radicals. Those are the things that do the damage. That's what did the most damage during COVID was OH molecules. Those things destroyed blood cells, they destroyed lung tissue, and they also attacked the iron in the hemoglobin. So it allowed the iron in the hemoglobin not to carry oxygen. Our product reversed that within 30 minutes. So it's an amazing product. It will change lives. And if you decide you want to stock it and sell it, I promise you buy a pallet, 100 cases, you come to my factory, I'll take you out to lunch. I mean, this is a product that will change the lives of the people who start drinking it every day. It's a quality of life issue for me. Quality of life. If my goal is to help the maximum amount of people I can during my lifetime. And this is the one single thing that I can do.
Well, Danny, I mean, again, this is one of the reasons I wanted everybody to hear from you. And again, you know, when you have a situation where you can help a parent as a son, well, mother too, the way Danny stepped up, and his dad is the one, I mean, again, his dad's not with us now, but think about it. His dad says, I'll be your first guinea pig. And what I want to say to Danny is thank you for being our partner, because
what else do you need to know? Increase your oxygen levels in a half hour. Most people who went to the hospital for that C word 2 years ago, they went to the hospital because their oxygen levels dropped to a degree where they had to go into the hospital. All they had to do was drink one of these. They had to turn around, come back home, start feeling better. Drink one, 2, 3 of these a day. That's all I got. And if you don't know how to use this thing here, get your phone out, like you're getting ready to take a picture, right? There's a new phone, there's a flip phone, I can't help you. But if you got a newer phone, take your phone out, just like this one, right? Just like this one. Let me show you how it works real quick. Show you how it works. Watch this. I'm gonna open up my camera. Make sure the camera's pointing away from me. I go up to that little thing and then the thing pops up. Touch it. It'll probably say you open in Chrome or whatever. And when you touch it, guess what happens? The website comes up. Hydrogen water infused with gold and platinum. Comes up. Go do some research. Get this. Not telling you to stop taking iHERQles. You want to keep taking iHERQles, go right ahead. But this will make major change in your life. I'm not claiming to treat, diagnose, cure, none of that. I'm just saying, this, that, go get it. That's all I got. To your health, long life and healthy living is what I'm about. Go get it. Talk to you guys soon. As always, imparting. Peace.